Hi, I'm Christy Stern, President of Green Mountain Lion Corporation. March is Women's History Month, and what better time to kick off our series dedicated to incredible women excelling in manufacturing. Today, we're going to meet a woman who grew up on a farm, studied to be an engineer, designed heavy machinery, and now sits in the C-suite as the COO for the Tadano Mantis Corporation. Let's chat with Julie Fuller. Julie, thank you so much for taking time to talk to us today. I'm so excited to learn a little bit more about you and your background.
Well, thanks, Christy. It was great for you to stop by. I'm really glad to talk to you about women in manufacturing. It's a really important subject and something that everyone needs to have a little bit more exposure to.
Absolutely. Well, tell me, what's the Julie Fuller 30-second elevator speech? Tell me a little bit about you.
Just a girl who grew up on a farm and ended up working in heavy equipment and making cranes. So, have a background in engineering, degree in mechanical engineering. I've worked 27 years in heavy equipment, mostly on the development side, but have moved up through the ranks to executive positions and COO, but I'm passionate about cranes and heavy equipment. Really enjoy engineering, I enjoy operations, I enjoy working with people, working with customers. It's always really interesting to take on new problems and challenges. I mean, that's what I think of myself as a problem solver. I'm not looking just to build a product, I'm looking to make a solution for someone.
You mentioned cranes, but when you think about solutions for people, do you see yourself going across manufacturing?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, while our company is focused on cranes, we've done a lot of more customized solutions for different people. So it's been beyond just, I'm going to design a crane that fits that fits what you need. It's about what can we bring to the table as a solution to help you be more efficient, accomplish a job that looks really tough, just suit the needs of the customer.
What are the exciting parts of your role today, and what has kept you excited and kept your passion up?
There's always something new. Every position I've had, you think, okay, I know what this is going to be. And then you start and you go, okay, well, there's always a new twist, and there's always something new and something challenging, but there's just so much satisfaction about tackling those challenges, finding ways to address the issues, dig into the problems more, find new solutions, find new ways of looking at things. What are we really trying to accomplish? We're really trying to accomplish this. So does this even matter, or should we be looking at just getting rid of that and taking another route entirely? And it's those kind of things which are really very satisfying when you find them, because those can be the really big wins.
Do you think as we gain more tenure that we should take more risk?
I think we tend to get a little complacent and definitely more risk averse. Mm-hmm. And I think that's part of getting more experience is you do learn more, so you think about, oh, that could go wrong. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I've always been one for big goals. And, risk is always part of that. So I try to balance the knowledge that something could go wrong versus the what could go right.
So from a farm girl to a design engineer to a COO, what's the secret sauce? What makes you successful?
Wanting to do it, being disciplined, being responsible, knowing your stuff. It's about wanting to do a good job, being committed to it, and doing what it takes to get results.
Mm-hmm. I like that you maintain that results-focused, problem-solving skill set, but just from talking to you, you also keep customer first and customer focused, and that's such a hard balance between the three of those, but you do it very well.
It is a balance, and that's, I think I've seen people struggle with that, certainly. And from manufacturing and engineering, sales, all those can really want different things, push in different directions. And, you know, as the leader of a group, you know, you have to really take all those inputs in and say, all right, all these things are important, but what makes sense? You know, are we going to lose sales because we don't do this? How much? You know, are we going to, you know, okay, it may cost more in manufacturing, but what's the upside? What's the offset of that? You know, what are we losing for opportunity if we don't do this? Are we putting ourselves in a position where it's going to hurt us farther down the line? So it's just a lot of factors to sort of balance.
Looking back on your career so far, what do you consider your greatest accomplishment?
You know, one of the things I was most proud of, and it still is one of the things that I think about, was, you know, the very first crane that you worked on and designed. And when you saw that crane actually become steel and a product in manufacturing, as opposed to just a CAD model on a screen, that's really just magic. But I really wasn't interested, or didn't have enough information to be interested in engineering until I'd really almost was through high school. And a math teacher and a science teacher, they said, hey, have you ever thought about this? And here's, you know, a summer camp you can go to and learn more about engineering. And, you know, once that I had sort of gotten into it and understood what it was all about, I was hooked. And I guess I'll say one of the interesting things about that, as I was thinking through this question, was both those teachers were women. And the other person that probably inspired me the most was my mother, who wasn't an engineer, but she had 3 brothers that were mechanics, and she was the one in the family who always fixed everything. So if anything was broken, she had no hesitation to take it apart, figure out what was wrong with it, put some duct tape, put some, a rubber band, whatever, put it back together. And, you know, it's been a lot of great role models and a lot of people looking out for me over the years.
I think you brought up a good point. A lot of people don't know all the great roles that our industry has to offer. How can we do more?
I think it's starting earlier. I mean, reaching out to schools, high schools, middle schools, even elementary schools. I mean, this is where the kids start to think about, you know, what I want to do when I grow up. But just like me, I mean, you can get introduced to a lot of different things through school. And having that understanding of, you know, where else can I go with my interests, with my skills, with, you know, what I'm good at, really would help kids to expand their horizons and think about things that they don't necessarily see in their day-to-day life.
When you were going through your career and getting to this point, how did you keep all the moving pieces of your life together?
Honestly, a lot of great support system. I mean, I've got a great husband, you know, family that was in the area, but and just a lot of discipline and drive. I honestly think I got to be a much better manager after I became a mother, because it was one of those things where it's, all right, I've got to get up in the morning, I've got the diaper bag together, we've got to get to daycare, you know, you had to plan things more completely to get everything done. And you had to be flexible. You know, you get up in the morning, you got a sick kid, and me and my husband would do rock, paper, scissors. And who's staying home today? You worked through it and made sure that you got the job done. I mean, that's always been my approach to it. I'm responsible for my family. I'm responsible for my job. I'm responsible for all of it. So figure out a balance to get it all done.
I love watching you mentor people through our industry, and, you know, the ability to keep doing that, I think, is an asset for our industry.
Thanks. That's always exciting. I mean, it's always good to see new people coming up through the industry and learning. You know, I'll get to work here with a lot of the engineers, the young engineers, and, you know, give them input, you know, and feedback on things that they've got going, and they're just great guys. And manufacturing as well, you know, all the teams, you know, they've got a lot of great people that it's always really rewarding to see them grow and to help them out and see them reach the next step.